Darkness swallow my sight. Endless miles no end in sight. Engines screaming, souls collide. Lost on this nightmare ride. Concrete serpents turning cold. Gravel secrets tales untold. Highway ghosts they haunt the lane. Echoes of my fear and pain. Concrete serpents looking cold. Gravel secrets tales untold. Highway ghosts they haunt the lane. Echoes of my fear and pain.
Well, now we got a shot of.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Editor, can you edit that out, please? Yeah, it's not working for any of us. Can you? Okay, you'll take care of
Nope.
it? Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Decon, here with a very, very spooky.
SOS. And here with the dark and lovely.
Missy Jessie, and I am so happy to, announce not only is she beautiful, but her name is Ash.
I was going to say you meant Decon.
Oh,
And I am here with our very secretive
I thought you were going to say.
CIA
I
agent.
thought you were going to say the very sexy.
Dirty birdie.
very sexy and sensuous Bigfoot hunter.
CIA
Ooh.
agent. Dirty.
Are you
He's all
addressing me?
nostalgic. He's like,
And I'm like, is there somebody behind me? Who's she talking about?
What?
he's okay.
What's your topic?
Well, first of all, I'm just sitting here with a blanket over my legs like I'm in a wheelchair. Today we're going to talk about our favorite scary movies.
Scary movies. Woo! Yes. I love it. So, Dirty Birdie, what's your favorite scary movie?
My favorite scary movie would have to be the Evil Dead series.
Oh, they were good.
Oh yes,
What's so
that's
good about
awesome.
it?
It's just, it starts off, well, it doesn't really start off slow. It goes from 0 to 60 real fast in like almost every single movie. So, and it has to, it revolves around some archaeologist finding the Necronomicon and deciphering the pages, and of course he's reading it out loud over a tape recorder, and it unleashes this army of the undead called Deadites, and they can possess people, and they just wreaks havoc. And this poor dude named Ash is the only survivor every single time, and he's like, oh, I'm glad that's over. And then for some reason in the next movie he has to go back to the cabin, and it starts all over again. But it gets worse.
Kind of like Training Day.
Towards the end of the movie. Yeah. Towards the end of the movie, so they rip open a time portal, and he goes back to the medieval century, and that has got to be one of the... It's not really a horror movie. It's a comedy / horror movie, but it's great. It's great. I think everybody's seen it. Quotable movie.
When did the first one come out? Wasn't that like in the late, like right around 1980?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that was one of Sam Raimi's and Bruce Campbell's first movies they've ever made. That's what put Sam Raimi on the map.
Can you recite the thing from the Necronomicon?
No.
Can I?
It's in
Yeah.
No, when that movie came out, I wasn't born.
Yeah, I can't speak Latin, so
I'd like to imagine that it sounds like. Remember when Chucky used to do his spell and he's like, Haru, hara, hari. Do you remember?
Hurrah, hurrah,
I
hurrah.
forgot all about that one.
It's me.
That was probably the first horror movie I ever watched.
Well, the
Yeah.
the coolest thing about him was when he used to run at people, remember, with the knife and just go. And he was, man, it was so creepy. The one that
With the
he,
cutest little shoes.
yeah, the
Little
stupid
overalls.
shoes and the overalls, like he worked at Home Depot. You know, just
Yeah, right.
stupid overalls.
Little Oshkosh bagosh
Yeah, could you
overalls.
imagine him actually working at Home Depot and the guy's like, where can I find some PVC for the sink? I don't mean the full set. I just need the one S bar. Can you know where that? And then Chucky's standing there and he's like, Haru, hara, hari. And he's like, I think I'm gonna go to Lowe's instead. And then Chucky's just and runs after him. Anyways,
It sounds
I'm
like your
sorry.
Saturday night.
Yeah. What, at Home Depot, just waiting to get work?
Accuracy.
Over there, just dancing in front of it,
I am
you know, with me and Refried
Never.
Dreams.
That's not what I
Isn't that where
was
Refried
implying.
Dreams hangs out?
Refried Dreams, yeah, we're a dance team for hire.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try to be classy by just wearing bow ties, not just wearing bow ties.
Oh,
Um,
whoa.
that is
This
not.
has turned even more of a horror story.
This is a Patreon episode. Calm down.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. Check out my OnlyFans. No, that's not what I meant.
What?
I was gonna say we try to be classy and we wear bow ties. You know what? Moving on. Anybody else?
Okay, so we mentioned it last week, but my favorite all-time favorite is the Dog Soldiers. I love it. I love it. I love it. And oh shit. I had it and it went. It's cuz I'm not drinking tonight, which is not usual for me. Yeah, why? Cuz doctor's orders can't for a few days. So, I know.
We'll drink for you.
Yeah, please do.
Wait, sorry.
What was the first they're coming to get you, Barbara? That one.
Night of the Living
Night
Dead.
of the Living Dead. Yeah. Yeah, that one was creepy for me, but I grew up with creepy, like dad writing creepy, like Outer Limits and Night of the Twilight Zone episodes. And it wasn't a movie, but it was a Night Gallery. Do you remember that show?
Oh yes, kind of,
Yeah,
sorta.
It was like Twilight Zone, but very dark. Very dark. It wasn't, yeah. And so there was an episode that had a carousel horse that attacked people. And with my obsession with horses all my life and having horses, that one freaked me out. Yeah. It was the carousel horse that was like eating people. Yeah.
That
Was
sounds
it?
terrifying.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
What
It's almost
movie
like
was it?
Christine.
Oh,
Oh, Christine was good. I like Christine.
what
That's a
was it?
classic.
The Twilight Zone movie where at the end they had the monkey. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I do
And the
remember
monkey was
that
just
one.
staring, and for some reason, as a kid, that kind of freaked me out. But then I kind of got over it quick. You said that your dad used to watch The Outer Limits.
No, he wrote some episodes.
Oh, he
for
wrote some episodes. I just
Twilight Zone, the Night Gallery, and the Twilight Zone Night Gallery.
no, I just grew up with a scary dad.
So
Like he didn't write any shows, and I remember one time they sent a bad report, and he told me that he was going to stick a knife between my blades and make my hurt.
what?
That's a true story. Anyways, I was 9. So
So Christine was your favorite, Jesse? I'm moving on.
No, actually, my favorite was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Ah,
I
Yes,
was
that's a great
8,
one.
9 years old, and I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the first time I seen it, I was kind of just I couldn't understand why nobody would love Leatherface. All he wanted was love. That's it.
Aw, Jesse, you thought of it in the cutest way.
Oh, horrible weapon though. A chainsaw? Like I could not imagine, running
Well,
and then trying to get somebody with a chainsaw and it gets clogged with clothing, and then and it's still so awkward that you can't really run with it because of the gasoline.
And
Oop.
it's not
okay.
He's gone.
It must have been the jar of dirt I've been shaking.
Wait, am I back?
No, and then I kept watching it. Like every day I would watch it. And this is the time where my parents got divorced. And so
Oh.
I watched this show and I couldn't understand what it took me a couple times to watch it because I was like, are those animals hanging? Like, why
No.
are they making furniture out of like animals? And my mom's like, that's not animals. And I was like, what? And she goes, that's people. They eat people. And I was like,
Were
what?
they
I was
were
like,
they
is that why
cannibals in
he's
the
so
first one?
angry? Like he doesn't want to eat people. He wants love. And he has to bring them home to his family. We got grandma over here who's like 150 years old in a
That was my
chair. And then you
grandmother.
got some creepy ass dude in a freaking
Which
chair.
one
What an innocent explanation I've ever heard.
No, right?
was
I
it?
just
Which one
don't
was it with the
understand.
brother? Do you
What
guys
about the
remember the
Hills Have
brother with the
Eyes?
coat hanger?
Oh my God.
That
That-
was a
I
movie.
lived that in
We're
real
in-
life. I'm not joking.
The coat hanger?
Where?
we went on an adventure, and
Oh.
we went through
In Texas?
no, but it was Oklahoma.
Let's go to Oklahoma. God,
That's close enough to Nevada.
that's close
mean-
enough. It's only separated by a few states.
It's fine.
Listen, I never paid attention. But back to the Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have been watching this again. I started watching it and I haven't got to the 2017 one yet. And my thing is why? Why would you go into a house like these crazy ladies and gents would go in there and they're like, oh, I wonder what's in this closet. Have you noticed that? In
Yeah.
every freaking scary movie.
Yeah. The women are
It's
always dumb
always
as a post in
Yeah,
these
it's
movies.
always the dumb chick that's just like, oh, let's go see what that noise was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called
Yeah.
a trope.
Isn't it?
Uh,
Oh
I
my
thought it
God.
was the whole.
You know what?
The
Who
girl
is
walks
not a
in.
dumb chick is a lady in Halloween. She's a bad bitch.
oh, she's a badass. And Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. Come on, man.
Oh
Yes.
God,
Love her.
I love her. I love her.
What's
Yeah,
the?
she-
What
she was
is the
great.
trope
She was
in
great. Yeah.
in,
well,
in
you know,
Texas Chainsaw?
Hollywood is male writing, so the women always have to be stupid and
Right?
Um,
Like
Carrie,
I went.
the original. Carrie, the original was good.
Which
Oh, that
one?
was a
I
good one.
agree.
Which one?
With
I didn't
Sissy
like the
Spacek.
remake. The original Carrie.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
The
That
other
was
one-
Yes.
With the mom.
One of
with
the other movies that
dirty
comes to
pillows.
mind is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That
Oh
was
God, that was a good one.
that was
No.
my sister's favorite horror movie.
I don't do clowns. There's only one
You-
clown that I like.
So
And
Yeah,
So
so funny story is that my dad used to bootleg VHS movies, and he had a collection of horror movies. And when my sister would stay with him over the weekend, she wanted to watch horror movies. Like it's 9 o'clock at night or something. It's dark. She'd always beg my dad, "I want to watch a scary movie." No, you'll have. My dad would be like, "No, you'll have nightmares." No, I won't. You sure? I won't. Didn't bother asking me. And we watched all of them. We watched Friday the 13th. We watched Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas
Oh, yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre, all the other B-rated ones, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, stuff like that. And we watch a couple of them. He's like, okay, go to bed. And we go to bed. She'd get in the top bunk, and she was out. Not me. The whole night I'm sitting there going, "Oh, can't sleep, clowns will eat me. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me." And I'd finally start dozing off, and we lived real close to a railroad track. So I'd finally be asleep, and I'd hear something coming, and I'm like, "Oh, goody, I'm gonna die." And then they'd hit that horn. Wah! 3 in the morning. Poor little me, wide awake, jump out of bed, hit the floor, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I gotta go to school tomorrow."
I don't know if I ever really lost sleep over a horror movie. Maybe I did. I just looking back, I can't remember because we watched so many of them, like at the drive-in or the movie. There's like every weekend we're going and watching some kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, we were always watching scary movies.
Yeah.
What's
Dawn of the
the-
Dead
I
had me coming out of the theater looking every which way for like the fast zombies coming running towards you. And you're like, where can we go that has the nearest supplies? And like Walmart, just across the street.
What's the scariest movie
maybe,
you've ever seen?
I don't know. I don't remember being scared by that stuff.
Oh,
Weird.
Hostel was another one that I was
Hostel
just like,
was
Oh,
that
my
one was
hell.
pretty brutal.
Oh, that one was brutal.
It was brutal. Watching,
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
that the one where they cut that one guy's like Achilles or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make me
Yeah.
scared of like ever touching that area of my body. Don't touch my Achilles tendon. That freaks me out.
Oh, it hurts when it pops. Ew, it hurts bad.
Yeah.
I know that's
Yeah.
that is one show that I will not watch is any of the Saws. I will not
Oh, I was
Really
gonna say Saw was
refuse.
another one.
refuse to watch those. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I just no. I'm okay watching this stupid broad get eaten by cannibals, but watching Saw is not my favorite.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just
SOS.
like off their own arm or leg or something.
No, just get to get this key. Like, okay, like that doesn't work. Why would I want to do that? You got my left arm like cut, and then you want me to use my right arm to cut things out of my right arm, my left arm, and then it's like no.
Like that
Oh,
dude
hello.
in Utah that got trapped in a cave and he had to hack off his arm with his pocket knife or his nail clippers
I was
or whatever that was.
trying to talk here, saying my opinion. I had no idea that I wasn't appearing on screen. So I feel like I just
Yeah, we
wasted
were wondering.
15 minutes of my
Yeah,
life,
you were gone.
and I am now more depressed than ever.
You'll be
Um,
okay.
I'm sorry. I dropped the dirt
Um,
and it spilt all over the floor. When
What's,
one of you was
I was asking
vacuuming
this-
it up.
Well, I was actually asking a question and nobody kept responding, so I was like, well, this is like back when I was a kid and I would try to talk to people in my own house. Apparently, I couldn't get anybody's attention, especially not from my mother, unless I was fighting the other neighborhood kids. That's the only time she actually paid attention.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
well.
so what I was asking was, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen?
scary.
Hmm.
Oh,
Been talking about that. What
Haven't we been talking
what's
about
your
that?
scary?
No, I didn't say
Dawn
what's
of
your
the Dead.
favorite. I mean, which is the one that disturbed you?
Dawn of the Dead or Hostel.
Hostel was pretty bad. I
Yeah,
have to say
you know,
that one was pretty.
well, yeah, because that's
That one
actually
was bad.
happening to people right now.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember people coming out of the theater like, that doesn't happen. A year or two later, all of a sudden, all these reports are coming in of
Yes.
tourists in other foreign
Yeah.
lands getting jacked.
Did you guys
Yeah.
ever see Identity?
You
No.
what?
I think I saw that one.
So good. So good. And it's more of a psychological horror thriller. Ray Liotta. It's so
What was it?
good.
What was it called?
Identity. It takes
Identity,
place in a hotel in Nevada, at a motel. You
Huh.
need to watch
Yeah,
that one.
that's
It's
crazy.
creepy.
Am I back?
Super duper creepy.
Another good psychological thriller, one that freaks me out. I actually just watched it again yesterday. The movie Split.
Oh yeah.
Never seen it.
Sounds
Yeah.
familiar. What's
You haven't seen that one, Dirty?
Uh-uh.
Oh my
No,
goodness. So it's about this guy, and he has been living with what is it called? Dissociative identity disorder. So he
SDID.
has 23 different personalities going on. But he's lived with it for like his whole life due to like child abuse, etc. And so he ends up having
Okay, I'm
this
back.
one personality come out, and his name is Dennis. And Dennis kidnaps these girls, holds them hostage, and so these girls are having to deal with all of these different personalities coming out of this guy while he's like torturing them, and they're trying to escape, and he's having one personality come out that's like helping them to escape, but then another one by this one Dennis comes out to keep them captive, and they're all trying to keep together this one that's called the Beast, and the Beast is the one that comes out and kills people. It's so wild.
Okay. Can you guys hear me and see me?
Nah, we
Yeah,
you're
we
back.
can.
Okay.
Welcome
All
back.
right, guys. Thank you. I've been actually in a
Where you
horrible
going?
mood, and I don't want to fight with my internet connection, so I'm just gonna call it good. So you guys have a good night.
No.
I'm.
No, Steve, don't be like
I
that.
well, I can't because my fucking internet is such a piece of shit, and I'm not in a good mood. So I'm just gonna go. So good night, guys.
All right.
You turd.
So goodbye.
Get some rest. Take care of
Goodbye.
your hand.
Anyways,
There's a whole bunch. I don't even know, like, what do you think is the best decade for horror movies?
Hands down.
Yeah,
80s.
80s. That's what I was going for.
yeah,
Although-
probably 80.
Yeah, although there's one movie. It's called The Gate. It was like came out in 1987, and it was about this little boy who had a rocket ship, and the rocket ship came down and like blew a hole in his backyard, and all these devil demon things were coming out. And I clearly remember watching his sister. I don't know what the whole part of the movie was, but she got grabbed by the demon underneath her bed. Like she was standing by the bed. And that is why I have to have my feet covered every time I sleep. I cannot not have my feet out.
I'm trying
Because
to
I'm afraid
remember the
something's going
name.
to grab.
I always keep one foot uncovered just in case they're feeling froggy.
Who's
And I have a big knife.
No. I
who's
can't.
the girl?
Bang
In
and clear.
Beetlejuice.
Bang and clear.
The girl, the daughter in Beetlejuice.
What was
Lydia?
that?
Who's who's the daughter in Beetlejuice?
Lydia.
Yeah, Lydia.
No,
Lydia-
the actress.
Winona Ryder.
Winona
thank you.
Ryder. Yeah.
She was in a movie with a guy. Oh God, it was so good. And I can't remember the name of it, but it was she's friends with a lot of Catholic priests, and this one guy thinks that the devil is after him, and they somehow get connected, and he's convinced that and I think so is she eventually, that at the strike of like midnight on a particular day, this demon is going to take over his body. He will no longer exist.
Oh man,
And
I
the
can't
ending
remember.
scene is his smile. And that smile has never left me. It is creepy as shit. It's like, yeah, it's creepy. It's just but it's Winona Ryder with God, it's crazy. It was so good.
I would have to say with like newer horror movies though, It's not so much a movie, it's more of a director for me. The director, James Wan. So he did
yeah.
like the Insidious movies, he did the
Mm.
Conjuring movies.
Yes,
I
he did.
love his scare tactics when it comes to the paranormal. He did such a good job with all of those. I was so impressed.
Yeah,
And I
I
Especially
love
agree.
M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night, his stuff. He filmed Signs down the road from where I lived in Pennsylvania. And
oh, that's cool.
oh my God, like I think it was about a whole year, like set up in the cornfields, and it was really,
Yes.
really cool watching
I
the whole
can't.
cast, and it was crazy. Yeah, I love his
Like,
stuff. They're so psychological. They have so many subtle clues in there all the way through the movies that
Oh
you
yeah,
have to
Signs
watch
messed
it
me
again
up.
and again.
there is
Huh?
nothing psychological about Signs. Signs is one that really creeps me out. Like,
Mhm.
no.
There was some psychological. If you watch it again, you go back and you look for little things. There's clues all the way through it about what's really going to happen, but you don't notice it the first time.
Mm-mm.
It's
Mm-mm.
pretty good. All his stuff
How
was like
about
that.
I'll just live vicariously through you, okay?
Anybody
I like
remember
that one.
Hellraiser?
Yes.
That's one of
I wasn't so much into that one, but I think a
But
lot
it's
of
been a
people
long
were.
time since I watched that one. I'd have to watch that one again.
He's
oh
the
yeah,
one with all the nails in his head or something.
yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
Pinhead.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Pinhead. No thanks.
You know,
It was weird.
Pinhead.
my buddy had a 12-inch doll of Pinhead that said different phrases,
Nope.
and he had it set up so when you walk by, it would say something. And his mom, she was so superstitious. He had that sitting on a counter, and she walks by, and it goes off, and it says something like, "Come, we have such sights to show you." And she turns and looks at him, points her finger at him, and says something in Taiwanese, and she just rah, 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 rah. And he's like, "Mom, it's just a doll." And I'm like, "What is she saying?" And he's like, "She hates that thing. She hates that thing. She hates it."
I remember when I was little, so my mom was the one that would show us like all the horror movies. So like I watched Chucky when it first came out, so whatever year that was. So I think it was, can't remember which Chucky movie it was. It might have been The Bride of Chucky, but in the beginning it showed like all those shelves of dolls with the newspaper articles. Do you guys remember that scene?
I do.
Okay, so my mom had this freaking doll from when she was little that looked exactly like one of the freaking dolls on the shelf in that movie. Me and my siblings got so freaked out by this stupid thing. We went and buried it in the backyard. And
I
just
knew you were going to say
in
that.
the last 5 years, I finally told my mom what happened to that doll. She was like, that was worth a lot of money.
Not so much now. Not
Next
so much
scene,
now.
got loose.
Oh my God.
I just
I had a dog named Moose.
Although it was a redhead one, and like you could pull the hair out to make it longer and twist the thing in the back to make it shorter. It was the freakiest thing.
No thanks. That's weird.
Dolls.
That was weird.
If she had the same doll though, I was like, why would you have this? What is wrong
To
with
freak you
should-
out. What would you guys say is the best paranormal scary movie that came out? I'm gonna say The Haunting in Connecticut. That one freaked me out with the funeral guy, the morgue guy
I
downstairs.
would have to agree with you on that. Actually, that movie messed with me. It was the guy had cancer and he lived in the he wanted to be in the basement, have his basement be in the next room, right?
Yeah, and
And he gets like all those markings all up. Yep, nope, that movie effed with me so bad.
yeah.
13 Ghosts would have to be mine.
Oh yeah.
It has
that one didn't
lore.
seem as much paranormal as it just was simple. It was just horror. It was just kind of just horror, I know that there was supposed to be a paranormal plot to it, but it I couldn't get over the horror aspect. It was like it.
Yeah, that one and Ghost Ship too. I think
Oh,
it was
yeah.
supposed to have a paranormal plot to it, but there was just so much horror ingrained in that movie. It was like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
But just the beginning of that movie when that boat rope or whatever tightens and goes through every single person, that is the most horrific first scene of a movie ever.
it's pretty
I
bad.
swear.
It's pretty bad, and
It's so bad.
so. I mean, that's the kind of crap that really does happen on carriers. So
yeah.
it's when when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, because
Well,
that's why there's only a few people allowed on the flight deck, and everybody's color coded by their shirt, so they know exactly where they're supposed to stand, because those cables just right through them. You know that happens.
What happens if somebody's wearing rainbows?
Yeah. Well, the Bruce Willis "I See Dead People" that one
Oh,
I
The
think
Sixth Sense.
for me, is the best. Again, a zillion clues all the way through it. And then there was a few years ago, there was a series set in England about, and it's this there's been two years of this series, and they're a little different each one, but there's all of this stuff that happens, and at the very end you get like the big reveal. It's like probably 10 episodes or something, or 8 episodes, and then but if you go back and watch it, you're like, oh crap, man, there was that sign, there was like again all the clues all the way through it. So I have to go back and rewatch them because you miss all these clues. My brain, I can't think of the name of it, but they were not like a haunting. It was a maybe. Anyway, I'll have to Google it while we're talking, but it was phenomenal series.
Was
Maybe
it
The Haunting
House
of
on
Hill
the Haunted
House,
Hill?
and then there was the other
House
year,
on Haunted Hill was good.
but it was The Haunting of Hill House.
Yes,
That
I
was the
remember
one
that
Bly
one.
Manor.
Yes,
That's
Bly
it. I
Manor.
just finished that one.
So good, but go back and rewatch and look at all of the clues that you're shown. You're like, shoot.
I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, it's crazy because I watched it again right after I finished it. I watched it again, and then I caught all the clues. And they write them that way specifically to see if you'll catch them, but you're so immersed in the story that sometimes you don't catch it. But
Well, I found myself doing that. When I was sick the other day, I was having a horror movie-a-thon at my house here, and I was watching Insidious, and there were certain scenes in that movie where I was like, oh, there's James Wan's name on the board behind him. Oh, there's the demons drawn on the board behind him, and all of these other clues, and I was just going, how did I not catch these when I've seen this probably 10 times, and I'm now
I have
just
never watched that yet. Never watched that yet.
I haven't either.
Oh, you need to watch
wait a
it.
minute, which one? Did I miss it?
Insidious.
Which one?
Insidious. So
Yeah, somebody was
they
telling me about
take-
that one.
Yeah, they take astral projection, but they do the darkest aspect of it. They take in someone inexperienced, a child, and that child thinking there's nothing wrong with what's going on at night while I'm sleeping. They're only dreams. And so it causes him to wander too far, and he ends up getting lost. And they're thinking that he's in a coma, but they're not sure why he's in a coma. There's no medical signs for him being in a coma, nothing like that. But he's lost in his own world, essentially. And while he's lost, all of these ghosts and all these demons, they are trying to take over his body because all that's left is the physical body. There's no spirit in there. So everything's trying to take over. And so they're all haunting his house. It's wild.
Sounds like I'm going to watch that show.
You need to watch it. It's really good. And it's kind of crazy.
was a movie that came out. Anything with animals attacking humans always bothered me. And I don't know. There was a movie that came out, I want to say it was like in the 70s, and it was about, I think, nuclear waste or something that gets into a lake, and this bear drinks it, and he turns into
shit.
this like hairless, like attacks
Ew.
machine, and he's like just ravaging through campers and hikers, and like, oh my
It's a
god,
hairless bear. It's
it was
scary
so,
though.
because he got like acid burns all over him and all this
Oh,
stuff.
oh,
And, oh, it was so god. And I remember I think we were at the drive-in, and I was with my best friend, and she had a squareback Volkswagen, right? And this this freaking hatch never locked, and the guys behind us knew it, right? And so we're like ah, we're screaming, and we're like huddled together, and they had, she never had her dome light on, like, so when the doors open, the lights would never go on, because she was always smoking dope and didn't want anybody to see it, like when somebody came in and out of the car long before it was legal. And so these guys had opened that hatch, and at the same time, two of them popped up on either side of our doors, and they're like, ah! And the guy was in one of the guys was in the hatch, like, and he came flying forward. I swear to God, I thought, if we're gonna die, it's right now. It was so bad. And then everybody leaves that freaking drive-in, and it's out, like, our drive-in theater was out in a basically a cow pasture, right? And it, oh my God. So everybody leaves, and this freaking Volkswagen won't start. And so you have to like push it and pop the clutch and get it to go. Yes. Well, the guy that managed the drive-in theater was the creepiest dude you've ever seen in your life. He had like one wandering eye, and it would always do this thing. We were terrified of him. He was probably one of the nicest people you'd ever see, but his one eye would always go like way far south. And so,
oh my god,
he comes up with his flashlight under his chin, and he's going, "Can I help you, girls?" Oh my the hell out of that car. Oh my god, I'll never forget it. Anyway,
that
was
hilarious.
That would be terrifying.
He ended up giving us a push so we could get the damn car started. After he told us, "It's okay, I'm not going to kill you," I really thought we were dead.
First of all, don't tell somebody you're not going to kill them, because I'm already thinking that you're
famous
going to
last
kill me.
words.
I was like, what eye do I look at? Because one's way over here. And I'm like, anyway, no, he was creepy. He had like missing teeth and this, he's just like,
At least he didn't have that creepy hand like in Scary Movie.
oh
Let me
my
give
God.
you a
My strong hand.
take the strong hand.
Oh God.
Smash
And he's all wiping it. It's okay, my love. And I like the guy who's in the wheelchair and has the wheel skates, the little roller skates. And he's like, how about I give you a standing ovation?
Oh my god. I gotta watch that movie.
The bear movie that you were talking about, I thought you were going to say Cocaine Bear. I'm like, that's not a horror movie. It's more of a horror comedy, but
What?
now I have to look it up.
Cocaine Bear?
What? Yes.
True story, like there was really a bear
Oh
like
yeah.
running around on
That's the one
cocaine
that
or
just
something.
came out, right? Just recently? Was that
Huh?
the one that just, wasn't that the one that just came out recently?
Yeah, it's fairly recent, yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
But-
God, I haven't been in the movies in forever.
I just watched
Yes.
Annabelle not too long ago. I think it was, no.
Oh, that's a good one.
The original
not
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Oh, did they remake it or something?
Yeah. I mean,
Does the-
they keep it's gonna, I'm afraid that it's gonna become like Friday the 13th that keeps going on
Yeah.
and on
Oh,
and
God.
on.
Oh, is it
It's
is
kinda
it
like-
this a continuation of the story or something?
I got it
What
kind of like
was-
that. I think so, but I haven't watched it because I I don't know, like after the first movie that, you know, that caused Annabelle, I kind of just lost. The Conjuring was the best.
Yes,
Did
I
you
have
say
to agree.
Annabelle or Amityville?
Annabelle.
Amityville's good.
Annabelle is good. The Exorcist is amazing. Oh, The Exorcist of Emily Rose. That is a good one.
Oh.
That's an excellent movie.
Yeah. The Exorcist. I remember when that came out. It was just the original of The Exorcist.
Abigail. That's the name of it.
Abigail.
Yeah.
Okay. Why does it? Is this Annabelle's daughter or something?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, it's good. This poor group
try.
is just, oh, God. This group of really bad people get hired to kidnap this little girl and keep her in her room in this mansion for 24 hours, and they get this huge chunk of money. Well, midnight rolls around. People are starting to get antsy, and they're like, we want to leave. They try to leave. The front door is locked and barred. It's just locked and barred. They try to break through it. Some big dude tries to bust through it, and it triggers an alarm system, and all these steel plates slam against every door and window and lock them inside. And all hell breaks loose because this little girl is not a little girl. She's a vampire, and she rips these poor people apart, except for one. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it was pretty good. I liked it.
I'm down.
And then the other one I really walked out of the theater and had me think was Megan, and that was a couple of years ago, I think.
Disappointed me so much. I expected so much more out of that movie.
I liked it. Did you see the very last ending scene?
I liked it. I just expected more. I expected it to be scarier. Like, there wasn't one part of that movie where I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
It wasn't.
Kind of a computer nerdish dude. The very last few seconds of it, they're like, "Oh, I'm glad we got away. She's gone. Then she won't hurt anybody anymore." And all of a sudden, that Alexa that said turned off just starts flashing. Because she can hack anything. So right before they did away with her, she jumped into the internet, and she's like, "Yep, I'm everywhere now." So
I think the last. Oh yeah, go ahead. No. Okay, fine. So I would say the one movie that got me too was the Blair Witch, because I really honestly thought that was a true story. It still creeps me out. Like, I don't like being in the woods in the dark by myself. No. And
no, just no.
Like, it's like the hills have eyes, and that if you mash that whole thing together, no.
The hills have eyes, wrong turn, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre people all live in the woods at night.
Or The House on the Left. You remember that movie? Yep. That one was bad. Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No.
Well, I think this was awesome. I love talking about all of our favorite scary movies. Anything to close out this episode?
Well, I think everybody just enjoy their Halloween, or Samhain. Just remember, ancestors are here to listen. Remember
Yes.
when I posted something about it the other day. And yeah, and always, I guess. What's our closing?
Always,
What's our closing?
always look both
Always
ways
look
before
both
crossing
ways.
Nightmare Road.
There we go. Oh. Okay, that was a kind of fucked up closing, but all right. We both said it at the same time. No, I want you guys to, everybody be safe out there, have fun, take your kids trick or treating, and
Yes.
if you're gonna do something stupid, please don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. Let's keep everybody safe on this Halloween, and look out for the little ones, because the little kids look out for them if you're behind the wheel, because they're not paying attention. They're too excited. So
Exactly.
that's all. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.